I have anxiety. If I'm coming into a new place, or even a place I've been before, but for whatever reason I'm anxious about going in there, I've got my shoulders sort of hunched up and, fiddle with my hands, trying to cross them or put them in my pocket, or, what should I do with my arms? And, am I walking too fast? Am I walking too slow? So I probably look quite awkward. So, I'm not going to make fun of this reader for, looking so awkward when he's coming in, when he's been ordered to come in front of Capricorn. I won't judge the reader for this. He kept nervously adjusting his glasses. The frame was held together over the bridge of his nose with sticky tape, as if it had often been broken. He was clutching a number of books to his chest with his left arm, as if they offered some protection from the stares turned on him from all sides and the sinister place to which he had been brought. When the two men eventually reached the foot of the steps, Cockerell dug an elbow into his companion's ribs, and the man bowed so hurriedly that the two of the books fell to the floor. He was quick to snatch them up and bowed to Capricorn a second time. "We've been waiting for you, Darius," said Capricorn. "I trust you found what I wanted." "Oh, yes," stammered Darius, casting an almost reverent glance at Mo. "Is that him?" "Yes, show him the books you've chosen." Darius nodded and bowed again, this time to Mo. These were all stories with treasures in them," he stammered. "Finding them wasn't as easy as I had expected," he added, with the faintest note of reproach in his voice. "After all, there aren't so many books in this village, and however often I ask, no one brings me any more. Or if they do, the books are useless. But never mind that. Here they are. I think you'll be happy with my choice anyway." He knelt down on the floor in front of Mo and began setting out the books side by side so Mo could read the titles. The very first one alarmed Maggie, Treasure Island. She looked uneasily at Mo. Not that one, she thought. Not that book, Mo. But Mo had already picked up another book, Tales from the 1001 Nights. "I think this will do," he said. "There's sure to be plenty of gold in these stories, but I'm warning you again, I don't know what will happen, because it never does happen when I want it to. I know you all think I'm a magician, but I'm not. The magic comes out of the books themselves, and I have no more idea than you or any of your men how it works." Capricorn leaned back in his chair, looking expressionlessly at Mo. "How many more times are you going to tell me that, Silvertongue?" he asked in bored tones. You can say so as often as you like, but I don't believe it. In the world on which we finally slammed the door today, I frequently mingled with magicians, wizards, and witches, and I very often had to deal with their obstinacy. I know that Basta has given you a graphic account of the way we used to break their will. But in your case, and now that your daughter is here as our guest, I'm sure such painful methods will not be necessary." With these words, Capricorn looked pointedly at Basta. Mo tried to hold on to Meggie, but Basta moved faster. Pulling her toward him, he quickly put an arm around her neck and held her in a headlock. "From now on, Silvertongue," continued Capricorn, his voice still sounding as indifferent as if he were talking about the weather, "from now on, Basta will be your daughter's personal shadow. This will provide her with reliable protection from snakes and fierce dogs, but not, of course, from Basta himself, who will be kind to her only as long as I say so. And that, in turn, will depend on whether I am pleased with your services. Have I made myself clear?" Mo looked first at him, then at Meggie. She did her best to look unafraid so that he would think there was no need to worry about her. After all, she had always been a better liar than he was. But this time he saw through the lie. He knew her fear was as great as the fear she saw in his own eyes. Perhaps all this is just a story too, thought Maggie desperately, and at any moment someone will close the book because it's so horrible and scary, and Mo and I will be back at home, and I'll make him a coffee. She closed her eyes very tight, as if that would make her thoughts come true. But when she peered through her lashes, Basta was still standing behind her, and Flatnose was rubbing his squashed nostrils and turning his dog-like gaze on Capricorn. "Very well," said Mo wearily into the silence. "I'll read aloud to you, but Maggie and Eleanor can't stay in here." Maggie knew exactly what he was thinking. He was thinking of her mother and wondering who might disappear this time. "Nonsense, of course they stay here." Capricorn's voice was no longer careless. "And you'd better get started before the book there in your hand falls to dust." Mo closed his eyes for a moment. "Very well, but tell Basta to put his knife away," he said hoarsely. "If he hurts a hair on Maggie or Eleanor's heads, I promise you I'll read the plague out of a book to infect you and your men." Cockerel looked at Mo in alarm, and a shadow passed over even Basta's face, but Capricorn just laughed. "Let me remind you, Silvertongue, that you're speaking of a contagious disease," he said, "and it doesn't stop short at little girls. So never mind the empty threats, just start reading. Now, at once, and I want to hear something out of that book first." He pointed to the book that Mo had just laid aside. Treasure Island. So that's the end of that chapter. I thank you for joining me. I hope you're enjoying the book so far. And I always look forward to hearing from you. And I hope you have a great day. I'll see you next time.